Okay, so Canntrust waiting for Health Canada to complete its investigation into growing of product in unlicensed rooms. We're joined now by Bnn Bloomberg's David George Koch and the chairman of Canntrust telling you, I'm standing by management for now.
Exactly. He says it's too premature to really consider doing any sort of management moves in light of this recent development where Health Canada investigated and during an unannounced audit on Canntrust's facilities determined that there was a significant amount of cannabis grown in unlicensed facilities in the company's Niagara facility. As a result, 5,200 kilograms of unlicensed cannabis is placed on hold, as well as the company voluntarily placing about 7,500 kilograms from their Vaughan facility on hold as well. Now, Mr. Paul, who I spoke to yesterday, says he can't really explain how this unlicensed cannabis was grown without the company's management being aware of it. However, he is concerned about the prospect of losing the company's production license. That is one of the potential penalties that the company could face if it actually, if Health Canada completes its investigation and decides to take a very strong line on enforcement. Other potential penalties include a fine of $1 million, a warning letter, and potentially destroying the actual cannabis that's kept on hold right now, that nearly 13 metric tons.
Some of it on a voluntary basis by the company, but
Exactly.
a big chunk of production.
A significant amount of revenue.
I mean, it sounds like there's no actual contamination of the cannabis. And they did say yesterday their two big grow facilities are operating as normal, the entire thing.
That's what we understand too. And right now, there is quality and testing work being done under this cannabis to ensure that it is there's no contamination, or it is what they what they've said that they've looked to grow in those facilities in terms of a THC level or a CBD level as well. Canntrust now has until July 18th, 10 business days from, I believe, yesterday, to deliver a final inspection report to Health Canada. My understanding is Health Canada may take up to 8 weeks to determine what it'd like to follow through in terms of Canntrust and what kind of enforcement it would look to put onto this company.
And just remember that last week, it didn't seem to affect the stock that much, but Canntrust had to radically revise down its estimate of production from its new outdoor fields in BC because of Health Canada licensing delays.
Yeah, and it begs the question whether or not this new development will factor in Canntrust receiving its amendment to its outdoor growing facility. It dialed back the amount of cannabis it expected to grow this year outdoors from 75,000 kilograms to about, I believe, 15,000 kilograms. If it doesn't grow, if it doesn't receive the proper licensing by August 5th, it actually doesn't foresee any outdoor grow to happen this year. So that's very significant for Canntrust in terms of the amount of production it plans to have going forward.
And David, you've been touching on this theme. There are calls out there for a transition in management of these cannabis companies, because some of them headed by entrepreneurs who just plunged into the industry, made a lot of money.
Exactly. And my understanding too, just talking to governance experts, is that we are really at an inflection point of this industry. It is still very early days, relatively speaking, for the legal cannabis industry. And similarly to what we've seen happen in the past in terms of governance and operational missteps from Afria or Canopy Growth, to name a couple, we're starting to see board members and investors and shareholders really want their managers to really step up and ensure that these companies aren't going to be loss leaders going forward, that they can actually manage the books and be be compliant with regulatory issues.
David, thanks very much indeed.